Good morning, Twitch.tv. Good morning to YouTube as well. And, of course, good morning, Mini Motorways. We are off to Reykjavik for today's daily challenge. Bridges shall require double road tiles, and shock and horror, we will be without roundabouts. Oh, how shall we deal? It shall be painful. We shall suffer, but at least we shall suffer together. It's about all we have in this world. Oh, wait. We're talking about the horrors. Listen, friends, I wish I had a very good reason for the fact that it's Thursday and this is the first Gimmim of the week. I had to be in Connecticut on Monday. That counts as a good reason why there wasn't a Gimmim on Monday. Beyond that, I don't know, man. I've been tired. It's been hard. I don't know. It's been a week of little sleep and less motivation, and we're just kind of getting through it. But get through it we shall. It is, after all, Thursday morning. We did play Cyberpunk 2077 on Tuesday. We intend to be back later this evening with more Hades 2. I do say intend because, you know, stuff happens, and by stuff I mean I have a leaking toilet and someone who may or may not be coming to fix that later today after the previous person who was supposed to fix it last week flaked on me. So this is lovely. This is all fine. This is all just fine and grand. It's not as though we've missed anything in the few days we've been away. It's not as though the people of the United States came out and decided to redo Occupy Wall Street by having a big pointless protest that ostensibly had a goal and then didn't accomplish anything, and they just kind of kept going with it. We all remember all of the concrete gains that came out of the first No Kings protests, right? Well, all those same concrete goals and achievements and accomplishments happened again. And it's not as though the President of the United States responded to those protests by posting a video of himself flying a fighter jet with King Trump printed on it and then defecating on the citizens of the... Oh. Well, it's not as though the Vice President of the United States posted a video of people literally putting a crown on the head of the President of the United States and then people kneeling before the... Oh. Well, it's not as though it's not as though the president has literally illegally taken wreckers and demolition crews to the actual fucking White House so as to put hundreds of millions of dollars into the construction of a ballroom or anything. Shit's bad. Shit's so fucking bad, man. It's bad. It continues to be bad. It shall be bad until such time as it is not bad. And I don't know, man. I just don't know. You can only gesture vaguely at everything for so long before all of the everything gets to be just so much everything. I still like my new car. There's that. I do have a new car. It's nice. It has adaptive cruise control, which might be the greatest automotive innovation since windshield wipers. I don't know. It's possible that there have been more impactful design choices made between windshield wipers and adaptive cruise control, but if there have been, I'm not sure I ever heard of them. Adaptive cruise control is real nice. Oh, let's see. Is there anything I can do to maybe separate these yellows here? I feel as though these yellows should do with a little bit of separation. What if we say murder kill that road and we just do this, and then we just do this, and we just run say that. We chop that and we send this, and now at least all of these yellows are soloized and we can sort of ostensibly kind of sort of have one business and one road going on, which is nice. We can hit the 1B, 1R. We do, have a couple of different yellow businesses presently dealing with one business, one house, which isn't, well, it's not great. One can concede it's definitely not what you want, but do I have a but in that sentence? Not really. Oh well. Listen, a great many things have happened. Shohei Ohtani pitched, well, not just pitched, but played probably the best baseball game, certainly the best American professional baseball game that anyone's ever played. I think we can safely say that. Dude throws 6 shutout innings, has 10 strikeouts, and hits 3 dingers in a game that clinches the National League pennant and sends his team back to the World Series. Yeah, that'll play. I think that'll do. I think that's a good outing for old Mr. Ohtani. What are we gonna do? I think we're gonna do this garbage. We're gonna hope against hope that a yellow spawns right here. So we get, hey, a 4th and another yellow house going over here for this business. That should be fine. All of these yellows up here, I could send some of them off in this direction. I could have some of these yellows serve this business, and then fewer of these yellows would have to, that's a thought. Another thought is, what are we going to do about these greens? Good question. Let's run oh, wait, that's water. Don't do bridge. All right. You come down here. That then frees up these greens. No. To do this and go there. There's a thought. That does sort of cut off the yellows go over serve this business idea, but oh, goodness. It is Thursday. It is hot and also cold, and it's fall. It's just bleh, as a general matter of things. Yep. Oh, God. Ow. My head. Let's see here. This has gone circular, which is probably not great. We'll take another bridge. I'll definitely include this red house in the service and support of this business. Is there, like, if I was to duck this road down this way, and then duck this road, no, that doesn't actually free up any real estate for these houses, which is unfortunate. Now we also have this green over here, which needs some love and support and all of that. I think what we might do is this and a traffic light. It is a perfectly cromulent traffic light. However, it does mean that 3 green houses are now tasked with the support of 2 green businesses. So, is that better than... Is that better than just tossing out a motorway? I have no idea. All right. Next. This red here, we're going to run that away so as to free up these purples to come up along here and do that. And now we kind of got to get purples to here. Well, I don't think we're actually going to do that, is the thing. I think instead we might yellow to there and then motorway numero uno to here. I think if we do that, all manner of things become available to us. Run these greens down here. Suddenly we're sending 6 houses into this, which is fine. Suddenly this is a circle, which is bad. It's real bad. I don't think we have a fancy descriptor for it other than bad. Yeah, okay. New plan. The new plan is very similar to the old plan in that it's bad. But at least it's going to be different. Let's take these reds, run them that way. So the 1, 2, the 2 of you go up into there, right? And then we have this yellow and this yellow. They come down here and they service this yellow business. Meanwhile, we can take these 1, 2, 3, 4 yellows that already exist. We can loop them via motorway numero dos all the way over there. This yellow services this, and I keep yawning because I'm a yawny yawner. It's me, the yawniest yawner. Oh, hi. Now we've drawn... Fuck, stop yawning. So now we've got these 3 light blues and this blue over here. This is going to be a rather substantial problem, actually, if I don't get a motorway. If I do get a motorway, it'll be fine. If I don't, this might just be dead now, on account of me having waited too long. So, fortunately, I did get a motorway. So, that's nice. Let's run this. We'll take motorway numero tres straight into there. This will actually be fine. Now, these 2 greens have spawned in such a manner. We bulldozed that tree. Sorry about that tree. These 2 greens have spawned in such a manner as to service-ate this business, so that should be fine and goodly. You are, in fact, going to get in here, service this business, right? Yep. All right. Icelandic Highway number 3 shall swing down this way. Let it be known and stated for all of time, etc. and so forth. Let's take this green, run it there. The 3 of you can do that. And you know what, folks? I don't have shit to say this morning. I think I'm just going to kill my mic, and I'm going to bring up the Spotify a little bit. Oh, right. We should talk about Spotify. Yeah, sure. Okay. Let's get, first of all, these 2 greens over here. They're going to run that away. They're going to chop and replace this. And that's all going to go down that way, and that'll be just fine. Now, oh, right. Other things. So this road right here, this pretty much has to come in that way. The only way we can really service all 3 of these is either by extending or creating a stupid loop. And I think actually a stupid loop makes more sense. So let's build a stupid loop, starting with another PCTL right there. So now we have these 8 greenhouses here. They come down this way. They go through one traffic light. Some of them go straight into this business. Some of them take a left turn. Of those that take a left turn, they then, pretty much immediately actually, hit this traffic light. And some of them go straight into this business, and others of them take a most ridiculous left. And a most ridiculous left is taken by some. They wind up going all the way around over here and up into this business. Is that better in any real, measurable, meaningful way than just, say, extending this road or hooking this around? I don't know. Probably not. But that's what we're doing. So, it's just what they do. Okay. Now, we've next got this red nonsense over here. Good God, stop yawning. This red nonsense over here, I can't really, unless I, like, oh, if we extend the road this way, toss that, this could be a PCTL if I was to take some T's L. Okay. Well, that seems like a good and decent thing worth doing. Sort of. Okay. So Spotify, you may have heard of them. They're a music streaming service. They're pretty evil. They're shit-headed bastards. They don't pay artists very much money. They're generally jerk-headed fucks. The _Goog, as you may also be aware, is a paying subscriber to Spotify Premium, mostly, not entirely, but mostly, so as to provide streaming music and background accompaniment and such for this very stream. In fact, what you are listening to right now and what you have been listening to for, 98% of the gimmimims that have ever been is a playlist that I've put together on Spotify that I run, and I have a little Chrome-based widget or internet browser-based widget that basically just lets me show what's playing, and it shows you the song progress, and I think it's cute, and it has the album art and all of that. Recently, Spotify has started running advertisements for a frigid government entity, of which you may be aware. And if you're not aware, well, it's the Bureau of Immigration and Customs Enforcement, typically referred to by its acronym, ICE. That's right, friends. Spotify is running ads for recruitment for ICE. And that's shitty. That's shitty and bad because ICE is shitty and bad, and Spotify is shitty and bad for taking ICE's money. I, a person who doesn't typically enjoy being shitty and bad, would like not to continue to financially support Spotify, a company that is willing to take money from ICE for being shitty and bad. So, this is a call to action, and by call to action I mean request. The call to action, I suppose, would be me saying, help me! So, there's your call to action. Here is the request. I am looking for a replacement for Spotify. Ideally, that replacement would have an ad-free subscription model similar to Spotify. The reason y'all don't hear ads on Gimmimimim is that I pay to not have ads. And listen, I would sooner just not have a thing than have a thing that had ads. I am not subjecting anyone to any advertisements on Good Morning Mini Motorways other than the ones that are on Twitch and YouTube as part of the streaming and video hosting and all that. My point is my music playing will not include ads. That's not a thing. But I don't want to pay an arm and a leg for that. I think I pay 10, maybe 15, probably $10 a month for Spotify. I'm looking for something in roughly that range. Secondly, I am looking for something that has or can be incorporated into a neat little on-screen player widget just like the one that I'm using here. Doesn't have to be exactly this one. I'm not necessarily married to, frankly, anything about this other than the general concept of an on-screen widget that will display the song and the artist and maybe the progress or something. Thirdly, It has to have a decent availability of generic, nice, pleasant stuff that isn't going to get me in trouble with copyright creators or rights holders or platforms or nothing. And we do a lot of video game lo-fi. We do a lot of video game background music. That seems to be good, fine stuff. I'd like it to be something like that. It has been suggested, we've had this conversation in the Discord server, YouTube Premium is an option. It is a fair and accurate statement that if one is moving on from a service for the sake of the service being evil, moving on to a Google-based service in response to that is, well, it would be ironic if nothing else. There would be a fair bit of irony in that choice. Real quick stoppage point here, by the way. We are... Oops. Well, I didn't mean to do that, but can I just place a replacement for you? Because I kind of just want to... Yeah, we're just going to put back in that motorway I accidentally deleted. What I meant to do was murder and kill this road here. This road here shall be dead and gone forever, and in its stead shall be... these 3 purple houses servicing this purple business via motorway number 4, which is a simpler, straighter shot type deal, and will get these purples to this business faster. It will also, for what it's worth, allow me to hook these reds up to this red into this red business, which is nice and good. Now, we do have this red circle, this purple circle over here, rather. It's dying. That's bad. Let's slightly redraw this red road. We'll take these 3 purples here. These 3 purples here shall motorway number 5 themselves over to this way right here. And we'll draw a little additional roadscape thing, and that'll go that way. And now we have 3 more purple houses serving this dying purple circle. So I think via, with the additionment of motorway number 4, getting these cars over here faster, and also these things just existing more, I think generally these purples are now going to be a little more fine. Now, one more issue and problem is these businesses are all dying, which is bad. So let's do something about that, shall we? I think the thing that we shall do is this. We're going to murder and kill this traffic light and all of the road that goes to this business. This business now shall be served by these greens coming up along this way. Boop, boop, like so. So the 2 of you service that, and now the 85 million of you shall service more of these. Is that actually going to be better? One has not yet sufficiently determined this. Also, just for the sake of adding stuff on and making stuff more complicated, what if we took these 2 greens here, drew motorway number 6 in such a way as to loop down into here, and now the 9 greenhouses that are on this road can be solely and entirely dedicated to the love, care, and support of this business. I think that makes all of these better. Cool. Here's another greenhouse for you. These purple businesses are still angry, actually. I kind of sort of thought I had fixed you. Not gonna lie. I kind of sort of thought I had worked out a positive solution thing. Like I thought we resolved the... Okay, well, this purple business appears to have calmed down. This purple business is still angry, however. So I don't quite understand why you're... Like, maybe it's just, your demand is so high that I can't... I've sent enough to keep you at a point of equilibrium, but you're not actually at a point of goodliness yet. As entirely possible. That you're at a point of equilibrium, but not a point of goodliness. Well, I mean, that's just going to be bad. Also, this green's got mad, even though it has 4 houses. Okay. Well, I think maybe this green might be mad on account of the overloaded parking lot, but now this purple's mad again, so hold on. You know what? Fuck it. It's going to burn. So, yeah, if y'all have, if y'all know a Spotify alternative that is less evil, or at least differently evil, and less expensive, or at least similarly expensive, and has all of the things that I need, by which I just mean like some manner of no ads, and also it would be good if it didn't suck, do let me know about it. Say so in the comments or the Twitch chat or wherever you may be listening. This purple circle is going to be the one what dies, I think. A sadness and a shame. Oh, it was the green square. Okay. All right, fine. 2,553 commuters over 98 days. It is not a very good number. Does not feel particularly great. It is, in fact, top 15% in the world. That's not bad. And we were annoyingly close in our failure to catch Samurai Sam. Sadness and failure and shortcomings and patheticness from the _Goog. It is what we have come to expect. Now, let us take this lovely Wordle window right here. We shall bring it in like so. Hello, the Wordle. The Wordle today is stove. The Wordle today is stove. The Wordle today is not stove. There is no stove. There are none of the letters in stove in the Wordle. The Wordle today is chain. Could it be chain? Sure. Is it chain? Probably not. It was, in fact, not chain. There is an I in the word, however. It cannot be idiot or idiom because there is no O, and in one case, no T. It could be no, it cannot be flick. There is no C. It cannot be flink. There is no N. It cannot be drink for similar reasons. It cannot be drunk because drunk does not contain an I and it does contain an N. So those are two very good reasons. It cannot be olive. It cannot be pling. It cannot be plaid. It cannot be wrist. It cannot be... actually, it could be... no, it cannot be rigid because we know that the fourth letter is not I. Okay. It cannot be brain. It cannot be brawn. It cannot be grout or groin. Good Lord. It could be figgy. It could be a pudding descriptor. A pudding descriptor is the title of the episode. It is not, in fact, figgy. We have learned very little. Okay. Ow. Ow, ow. What about timid? It cannot be timid. There is no T. It could be quill. It could absolutely be quill. It is, in fact, not quill. But now we're on to something. It could be drill. Hey, hey. All right. There now stands the Wordle victory. We did the Wordle in 5 for today's Time Guesser. Hello, Time Guesser. All right, so we have some folks here who are standing at what appears to be a model of a park of some kind. Interesting. Either that or they're overlooking an airport? No, that doesn't seem right. This appears to be a diorama airport. Is this a diorama of the airport at which we're standing? Possibly. Oh, do I recognize that guy? I might recognize that guy. If I recognize that guy, I might know where we are. Well, it It does seem to be a model diorama of airport type thing. Is it possible that this is I don't know why I think this could potentially be a model diorama of JFK Airport in New York, by which we mean Manhattan, but yeah, sure, let's go with that. We're at a model diorama of what would eventually become John Fitzgerald Kennedy International Airport in, why am I going to Washington, D.C.? That's not where Kennedy Airport is. It's in New York, and by New York, we mean Manhattan. So let's just go to the site, shall we? It seems entirely reasonable. Where the fuck is JFK anyway? There's LaGuardia. LaGuardia's up there in Queens. Oh, JFK's not in Manhattan. Shock of shocks. It's way the hell out in Brooklyn. Good lord. All right. Well, too bad. We are here at what would eventually become JFK International Airport in 19 Don't Move the Thing. It was indeed 19 Don't Move the Thing, but this was in Kloten, Switzerland, which I'm sure there was a way for us to tell that based on the photograph, and I'm sure I didn't see it. Oh well. Hello, large bell. This is a particularly large bell. This, I'm guessing, is, yeah, it's a rather famous one. Let's say that we're in that bell's present resting spot on an occasion that would call for its extrication. Specifically, we're going to say Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, 1976. So let's go to Philadelphia, and we'll try to find 16th Street, the corner of 16th and, man, I don't know. But hey, if we find a number, we'll be fine. If we find a number, we can't be too wrong. All right, so there's 4th Street. I found 4th. There's 5th and 8th. So we'll just keep going west a little bit. And I think we just found... Well, there's 18th, so that might be too far. There's 16th. This right here is 16th Street. Do we want to pick a particularly... yeah, let's say it's the corner of 16th and Kennedy. Not too far from 1 Liberty Place. And we'll say that it is 1976. It was 1986. Okay, fine. But we were in pretty much exactly the right place. Good job, Goog. Next. Hi there, friends. I don't know if we necessarily want to count these folks as friends. But, well, they sure are folks. Hold on, I have to sneeze. Ow. My face. Alright. So we got some fellas. Most of them are militaristic grandstandy types. This is the Jerusalem War Cemetery. Interesting. Alright. So this will be the Jerusalem War Cemetery, 1948. Dedication of the State of Israel and punishment of Nazi crimes and all that? Sure. Let's go over here and wind up zooming in way the hell to here. And here comes Jerusalem. And we'll say, do you have a particular place of your cemeteries, folks? I have no idea. So we're just going to say that we're at the site of what is presently the King David Hotel in Jerusalem in 1948. It was, in fact, a different part of Jerusalem in 1940. Close enough. Next. Hi there, big old German building? Maybe. Budapest is 128 kilometers this away. Komarom is 40 kilometers that away. Something and something else are further off in that direction. So, we're apparently 128 kilometers from Budapest. All right. Well, that solves some questions. Maybe. So Budapest is in Hungary, right? There's Budapest. What could be 128 kilometers from Budapest? Maybe Vienna? Oh, that feels a bit lengthy. It feels long. Sadly, we don't really have a scale here. Like, if you told me that this distance was 128 kilometers, I'd be more inclined to say that we're in Vienna, but I think that's a bit far. I think 128 kilometers is... Well, 128 kilometers is 0.6 times that is miles. So it's about 69 miles, actually. No. Really? Maybe? No. That doesn't sound right. 100 kilometers is 60 miles. 28 kilometers is... not very many kilometers. It's a little bit less than a third of 60. So we're looking at about 75, 77 miles. Okay. So we're like 75 miles from Budapest. If we're like 75 miles from Budapest, we're in Győr. Yeah, okay. We are in Győr in 19... Dickety, no, there's buses. There's buses and traffic lights, Goog. Not to mention this coat. This is 1937. We're in Győr, Hungary in 1937. Oh my God, we're in Győr, Hungary! Oh no, the fact that I fucked up the year real bad is kind of a problem. I can't believe we're actually in Győr. Cool. Hi there. A guy? My first thought was that this is Robert Downey Jr. I don't think that's correct, but what does your excited fandom signage say? Adoration, direction. Okay. It doesn't necessarily help too much. So we got... Oh, is that Johnny Depp? Alright, well, the point is we got a whole bunch of super excited Chinese folk. That may be a signature, but... Oh boy. Alright. So... well, if you don't know shit, you may as well say shit. This is Robert Downey Jr. at the Beijing, China premiere of Avengers Endgame, which was 2022? No. I don't think it was. Well, it is 2019. Yeah, okay. All right. Yeah, this is Robert Downey Jr. at the Beijing premiere of Avengers Endgame, which took place in 2019. That's what we're going with. Let's find a movie theater. Find like a big one. We're at the National Center for the Performing Arts in oh god. All right. We're in Tiananmen Square. No, that doesn't sound right. We are at the Beijing Hotel in Beijing, China in 2019. That is, in fact, Johnny Depp. God damn it. And it was promoting Mordecai. Okay. 32,029 sure is a time guesser score. It's about all that can be said to it. For today's Immaculate Grid, we need Phillies and Pirates and White Sox and Royals and dudes what won a Silver Slugger and dudes what played center field. A Philadelphia Philly who played for the Chicago White Sox is James Howard Thom. A Philly who played for the Royals is Matt Stairs. And a Philly who won him a Silver Slugger is Hyan Roward. Great. Chicago White Sox player who played center field is Billy Hamilton, the modern fast one. The modern fast Chicago White Sox dude, Billy Hamilton. Dude who played for the White Sox and the Pirates is a wonderful question. Dude who played for the Royals and the Pirates is, I want to say Francisco Liriano caught on with the Royals during his second life as a journeyman left-handed reliever, but could be wrong about stuff. So we're going to play a little bit of a safer layup here and just go with Aroldis Chapman. He was a Pirate and a Royal and a shitbag and an asshole, so he's got those things going for him. Dude who played for the Pirates and won a Silver Slugger is name a historically great Pittsburgh Pirate, except Swerve, we're going to name a modern one. So it'll be Andrew McCutchen. Andrew McCutchen is a Pirate who won a Silver Slugger. A Silver Slugger who played center field is Carlos Beltran. Seems eminently reasonable. He's a Silver Slugging center fielder. And a Kansas City Royal who played center field is Covelli Lois Crisp. Now, we must name a dude who played for the Chicago White Sox and the Pittsburgh Pirates. This is going to be a problem. Frank Thomas played for the White Sox but was not a Pirate. Jason Bay played for the Pirates but was not a White Sox. Manny Ramirez played for the White Sox, not the Pirates. Jim Tobey we already used, didn't play for the Pirates. Clint Barmas played for the Pirates but not the White Sox. Ron Karkovice played for the White Sox, but not the Pirates. Danny Darwin played for the Pirates. Jason Beret played for the White Sox. Jack McDowell played for the White Sox. Robin Ventura played for the White Sox. Jose Bautista played for the Pirates. Julio Franco played for the White Sox. Did he also play for the Pirates? I don't think so. Roberto Clemente played for the Pirates, but not the White Sox. Roberto Hernandez? Roberto Hernandez, the relief pitcher? You know? I think we might be onto something. Friends, I think we might have stumbled into a correct answer here. Roberto Hernandez played for the Pirates and the White Sox. That is an immaculate grid. Oh, I'm so happy. I cannot believe that I actually did it, friends. That shall conclude our festivities here on this day. Listen, here is the deal. I have not one, but 2 work assignments today. Additionally, I may or may not be visited by a handyman who may or may not be able to fix my toilet, which definitely is or is not, but is leaking. So, yeah. I intend to be back later this evening for Hades 2. I also intended to do Gimmimimim on Tuesday and Wednesday of this week. And y'all see how those went. So, please bear with me. As always, this is... yeah. Thank you for watching Good Morning Mini Motorways. Have a wonderful day. Goodbye.